Of course the elections will not be rigged. What does that mean?
You work hard for what you want in life. We want our children and all children in this nation.
We want our children in this nation.
The only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
I'm with Hillary. You know, for me, this choice is personal. It's about...
I move that the convention suspend the procedural rules. I move that Hillary Clinton be selected as the nominee.
That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. And I don't think anybody would take that seriously.
I'm about to start here. I'm told by the experts on numbers around here at NBC and elsewhere that come June 7th, the day of the California primary, which your candidate, I totally understand, wants to get to, and maybe have a chance of knocking off Hillary at that event, a big last hurrah, that at 8 o'clock that night Eastern time, the networks will be prepared, including this one, to announce that Hillary Clinton has now gotten over the top, that she will have won the nomination in numbers. It's done. What will that do to turnout? If that's 5 o'clock Pacific time, with 3 more hours to vote in California, who will be least likely to vote? Sanders people from 5 to 8 people, or Hillary? I've heard both theories.
Well, I think
your candidate?
Well, I think it'll depress turnout on both sides. Whenever
Conspiracy theory that is being propagated across the country.
Clinton, this is the same person who has taken more money from lobbyists than any other candidate, Democratic or Republican, of fighting for higher wages and better benefits and a fairer tax code and a bigger voice for workers and stronger regulations on Wall Street. This is the same person who took money from financial folks on Wall Street and then voted for a bankruptcy bill that makes it harder for folks right here in Pennsylvania to get a fair shake. Then you should vote for Hillary Clinton. This is the same person who spent a decade with her husband campaigning for NAFTA and now goes around saying how she was opposed to NAFTA. She's got specific ideas to invest in new jobs, to help workers share in their company's profits. This is the same person who says she's voting for the Colombia trade deal. Turns out that her top advisor, her top strategist, was working for the Colombian government to get the bill passed. There has never been a man or a woman, not me, not Bill, nobody, more qualified than Hillary Clinton to serve as President of the United States of America.
That's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense. And I don't think anybody would take that seriously.
Essentially, in the audit, they were erasing votes that the electronic voting machine paper record indicated had been cast.
So the hand tally showed that Bernie Sanders had gotten 223 votes and that Hillary Clinton had gotten 46 less votes. The hand tally showed that. Okay. But to meet the official recommended results, they had to literally erase Bernie Sanders' votes and add Hillary Clinton's. That's approximately 70 votes, 70 times about 500 active machines in the field, and there's more that we have documented here, is a lot of votes.
What they're describing is election fraud. Person after person walked up to that podium and said the machines got the votes wrong, and the auditors covered it up. And I'm sure the Chicago Board of Elections officials and the people at those little tables were horrified at what they heard.
Now, that's not really the way we do an audit. I don't think that that's really a credible way of believing that we've got a fair tally.
Can I just ask you, because have you done audits before, or are you just running audits?
I've participated in other elections. I have not done audits before, but I have a background in political science. Okay, because you're saying that this isn't the way to do an audit, and I just didn't know whether you had any experience previously.
F*** you, lady. According to NYU's Brennan Center for Justice, South Carolina uses provably hackable voting machines without a verified paper trail. But that's just an example. All told, hundreds of jurisdictions throughout the U.S. use voting machines that have flunked security tests. Those places, by and large, are where Hillary Clinton is substantially outperforming the exit polling. Oh my God! You have the Democratic establishment blatantly rigging every step of this process, and voting machines that are almost definitely
conspiracy theories.
Julian Assange from WikiLeaks seems to indicate that the man who hacked into the DNC emails and leaked them, confirming that there was indeed a conspiracy to smear Bernie Sanders and to propel Hillary Clinton to the position of the Democrat nominee, was murdered. They just announced a $20,000 reward for information that leads to the conviction of this murdered DNC staffer, Seth Conrad Rich, who was killed in Washington, D.C., where the killers took absolutely nothing, leaving behind his wallet, his watch, and his phone.
There's always been an appeal to this necrotizing conspiracy theory radicalism, which almost always butts up against justifying violence.
States, the way to deal with this is pretty simple. We got special ops forces. I mean, a dead man can't leak stuff. This guy's a traitor, a treasonous, and he has broken every law of the United States. The guy ought to be, and I'm not for the death penalty, so if I'm not for the death penalty, I only want to do it, illegally shoot the son of a States. The way to deal with this is...
Blowers go to significant efforts to get us material, and often very significant risks. There's a 27-year-old works for the DNC who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington.
The reporter asked him, that was just a robbery, I believe, wasn't it? Assange responded,
no, there's no finding. So
what are you suggesting? What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that our sources take risks, and they become concerned to see things occurring like that.
Information that has been put out in the public stream. Well, I got to stick with what I know. I'm not an official of the State Department, nor did I work in the Clinton Foundation. I got to stick with what I know. Commingling? First of all, Martha, the way I look at it, I've been a government official. So, you know, this notion that somehow or another, someone who is a supporter, someone who's a donor, somebody who's an activist saying, I want access, I want to come into a room and I want to meet people, we often criminalize behavior that is normal, and I don't see what the smoke is. I understand why it's being discussed, but like I said,
conspiracy theories.
They're stealing our resources, so we are out here, we are outraged for the crimes of the Clintons. Hillary Clinton have too much criminal records. She have no business running for president, especially for the news that came out in the email. Find out that the DMC made all these tricks in order to favor Hillary Clinton.
They rigged the system. Yeah. But my question is, when it comes to Hillary Clinton's brother, how was he able to get that contract? How were the Clintons allowed to have such control of Haiti?
It's a family affair. Bill Clinton, the United Nations named him the chief guy who was in charge of rebuilding Haiti, and then while Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State. So it's a family thing. Chelsea Clinton, all the Clinton Foundation, they're just stealing money. And most of the money, I can tell you right now, I know they have a lot of speech for money around the world and for Wall Street, but most of the money they have right now is from Haiti, from the Haitians.
Elected, we will immediately implement the following changes. The foundation will accept contributions only from U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and U.S.-based independent foundations whose names we will continue to make public on a quarterly basis, and we will change the official name from the Bill, Hillary, and Chelsea Clinton Foundation to the Clinton Foundation. While I will continue to support the work of the foundation, I will step down from the board and will no longer raise funds for it. Why are these changes appropriate if she is elected president, but not when she was Secretary of State? Is that acknowledging
I'm a supporter. I've been a big big supporter of the Clinton Foundation. Back in 2001 and 2002, people forget that Bill Clinton went to Harlem and set this foundation up. They've helped millions of people across the globe and here in America. I think they've been...
There's always been an appeal to this necrotizing conspiracy theory radicalism, which almost always butts up against justifying violence.
I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
Notice the man right behind Secretary Clinton with the mustache and wearing a red hat. That's the father of the Orlando shooter. He wanted to do an interview and showed us a sign he made for Hillary Clinton. So tell us why you wanted to stop and talk now.
Well, I feel like to tell you why I stopped to talk to you, because it's very important for the United States of America, especially the election. I was invited by Democratic Party.
Just like a come support Hillary, just a regular chain email or a personal invitation?
So it came out, I'm a member, so as a member I get the invitation, so it's nothing particular about it.
What went into your decision about going to this event right near Orlando where this Pulse nightclub shooting happened?
I wish, because I spoke a lot about that, and I wish that my son joined the army and fought ISIS and destroyed ISIS. That would be much better.
Do you think that some people will be surprised to know and to see that you were there in Orlando or near Orlando?
Why?
Prominent academic and author Dr. Michelle Chossudovsky warned that the so-called war on terrorism is a front to propagate America's global hegemony and create a new world order. He was speaking at the International Conference on the New World Order, Recipe for War or Peace. Dr. Chossudovsky said terrorism is made in the US and that terrorists are not the product of the Muslim world. According to him, the US global war on terrorism was used to enact anti-terrorism laws that demonized Muslims in the Western world and created Islamophobia. Elaborating on his argument, Dr. Chossudovsky said that NATO was responsible for recruiting members of the Islamic State.
Went to the hospital with guns. They took the babies out of the incubators. Took the incubators and left the children to die on the cold floor.
One small problem. There never were any incubator baby deaths. Not one. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation's investigative flagship program, The Fifth Estate, reveals the girl to be the Kuwaiti ambassador's daughter, given her lines and coached in acting by the giant American PR firm Hill & Knowlton. It's one phase in a $10 million joint U.S.-Kuwaiti campaign of deception.
Hillary Clinton, I think, is a terrific woman. I mean, I'm a little biased because I've known her for years. I live in New York, she lives in New York, and I've known her and her husband for years, and I really like them both a lot. And I think she really works hard, and I think she, again, she's given an agenda that's not all of her, but I think she really works hard, and I think she does a good job, and I like her.
Maybe it's not the politicians who suck. Maybe something else sucks around here, like the public. Yeah, the public sucks. There's a nice campaign slogan for somebody. The public sucks. Fuck hope. Fuck hope.